Hello and welcome back to A Shot of Wildlife. It's summertime here in the UK, which means it's the perfect time for me to tell you about dragonflies. There aren't many common creatures that have existed for as long as the dragonflies. It's thought they first evolved around 300 million years ago. That's 75 million years before the first known mammals, and even 50 million years before the dinosaurs. The dragonfly family consists of two distinct groups, damselflies and true dragonflies. In the UK, 57 species have been recorded, including 21 damselflies and 36 dragonflies. The two groups can be quite easily separated. Dragonflies hold their wings outwards from their bodies whilst resting, whilst damselflies usually rest with their wings held back against their bodies. In damselflies, their two compound eyes never meet in the middle, whereas in dragonflies they always touch, at least a little bit. For the rest of this video, I'm only going to speak about dragonflies, but check back soon for a video all about the damselflies. There is a great range in the size of dragonflies in the UK, from the smallest species, the black darter, which has a wingspan of 47mm and a body length of around 30mm, to the brown hawker, which can have a 120mm wingspan and a body of up to 85mm long. Some fossils show that dragonflies of the past were much larger than that, with wingspans of more than 600mm. Dragonfly colours and markings are varied as well, with differences between males and females, but also between newly emerged individuals and those that have been on the wing for a little while. Generally, males are more colourful and have narrower bodies compared to females. The first dragonflies of the year will usually be seen on the wing from early May, with the last surviving into October in warmer autumns. They are brilliant flyers, travelling at up to 30 miles per hour, and some are even migratory, travelling from mainland Europe but also from as far away as sub-Saharan Africa. Dragonflies are the fastest known flying insect and are able to fly both backwards and upside down. Most species have a dark spot towards the tip of each wing, which is known as a pterostigma. This weighs slightly more than the surrounding skin and helps the dragonfly to remain balanced when flying and gliding. They also have brilliant 360-degree vision, and with 80% of their brains being dedicated to sight, they are able to spot their prey, or potential predators, from any direction. Most of their diet is made up of small flying insects, flies, mosquitoes and midges, but they will also tackle larger prey, such as butterflies, moths, and even smaller dragonflies if they can catch them. Depending on the species, dragonflies will start breeding from late May, when males begin to compete for females, sometimes physically. The successful ones use claspers at the tips of their tails to grab and hold any females that they find. If they're receptive, the female will lift their own tail to meet with the underside of the male's abdomen. This is known as a mating wheel, and can last from as little as a few seconds to several hours. In some species, the female will then fly away alone, but in others, the male keeps hold of her until the eggs have been laid. Eggs are always laid in or very close to water, sometimes just dropped onto the surface, but also inserted into the stems of reeds and aquatic plants or into the sediment. The eggs hatch within 2 to 5 weeks in some species, and overwinter to hatch the following spring in others. When the eggs hatch, the dragonfly larvae look very different to their parents. They are highly predatory and spend their time searching for aquatic prey such as tadpoles, small fish, worms and other insects. As they grow, the larvae shed their skin from 5 to 14 times before they are ready to emerge as adults. Depending on the species, how much prey is available and the temperature of the water, this can take between 2 months and more than 5 years. Once the larvae are ready, they climb up out of the water, often using emerging plants and waterside vegetation. They find a safe spot and then begin their final transformation, slowly bursting out of their larvae skin into fully formed dragonflies. This can take up to 3 hours to complete, and once the dragonfly emerges and takes flight, it leaves behind an empty shell known as an exuvia. Newly emerged dragonflies are known as tenorals. They will usually be duller coloured than adults and will travel away from water for around a week, where they feed and develop their full coloration before returning to breed. As adults, they can live for between 2 weeks and more than 2 months, but most of them die prematurely, either due to predation, they are the target of lots of insectivorous birds, or from starvation, as neither they or their chosen prey can fly during bad weather. You might be wondering where they got the name dragonfly, and it seems that nobody really knows. Dragonfly is one of several folk names that they used to be called, with the others including devil's riding horse and snake doctor. Officially, dragonflies do not bite, but I'd be interested to hear if any of you watching have ever been bitten by one. I recently made a video about ladybirds, and although officially their bites do not hurt, quite a few people commented to say that they did. Let me know if you've been bitten by a dragonfly, and if it hurt, in the comments down below. And that's all for today, but if you did enjoy this video, then check out this one here for things you need to know about ladybirds. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.